Hello everyone, I am Akshay. I have recently joined Geeks for Geeks, and today I have the privilege of facilitating the webinar where we'll deep dive into competitive programming. Uh, I hope everyone is doing fine. Christmas week is going on, and New Year is coming. Must be excited. Hello everyone, I am Akshay. I have
So,
recently joined Geeks for Geeks,
just a
and
second.
today I have the privilege of facilitating the webinar where we'll deep dive into competitive
Just a second.
programming. Uh, I
Inviting
hope
Sorabh.
everyone is doing fine. Christmas
We'll
week
be
is
back.
going on. Sorry guys, we are back. We are back, and no, it was not a pre-recording. We had some glitch. Now everything is fine. Let's start the session. And yes, so hi, my name is Akshay, uh, and today's session will be about competitive programming. So, first of all, tell me in the comment section how is it going? Like the Christmas week is going on, and the New Year is around the corner. What are your plans? Anything new you want to learn? Just tell me something in the comment section so that we can begin. Hi, Louis. Hi, Louis. Hi, Venkateshwar says hi. Cool, awesome. Hello. Good evening, man. Good evening. Boring. Damn. Why boring, man? Be excited. Okay, this session is going to be interesting. So I hope that this session removes some boredom from your life. Internship, Shivans, that's a good idea. Keep learning, keep growing, man. That's a great idea. Hello, Kriti. Hello, dynamic programming. Code. Vansh, you're on, man. That's nice. Okay. Anyways, so I let's invite Sorabh into the session. But before that, I would like to tell that at the end of the session, we have an interesting giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned. This session will be really insightful. Today, the person who will be joining us is Saurabh Prateek, who has been with Geeks for 1.5 years. And he in ICPC, his team stood ranked 63 in the regional. So I would say that it's really insightful. Just stay till the end. We also have a giveaway. Now I'm inviting Saurabh and we'll chit chat about competitive programming. Hey Saurabh, how are you? Saurabh, I think you are on mute. Yeah, awesome.
My
I can hear
voice.
you now.
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Great. Thank you. So
Okay.
I can see in the comments that people are really excited. They are telling us about the what are the plans, and they are saying it's boring. So I think let's make it interesting for them.
Okay.
Let's talk about competitive programming. I told them that how your
hmm
team was 63 in regional, and so I'm sure they'll get really good insights. Okay,
Okay.
so
Let's.
yep. To begin with, I'll share the PPT on the screen so that people know what questions are going on. Right?
Okay.
Cool. So I would want to start with a question that for our viewers that please share that how did you start your coding journey? How did it all started? The passion and everything around PP.
Okay, so basically, talking about my coding journey, I didn't have any coding background till class 12th. I was really not fond of coding that much. I used to run away from all that coding stuff. But when I came into my college, I am from a tier 3 college, so there was not a much competitive background over there. And when I started in my first sem, there was a subject, C programming language, where I was first introduced to the actual world of coding, how it looked like, how you write a program and how you do all that stuff. So in that, I was basically introduced, and I had to struggle a lot in my first semester to go through that. I got good scores, but after the semester ended, I was knowing that I am not good into the programming that much, and if I had this much of skills, I
Okay.
would be really struggling in future. So I decided to learn that, and for that I bought a basic C programming. Everyone has heard of that book. Let Us See with Yashwant Kanetkar. It's a fine book for those who want to start coding. So it basically teaches you about problem solving in basic language C. So
Yeah.
in my semester break, I bought that book from Amazon, and I started solving chapters from them. And in within, I have a time. Yeah.
I remember in college, like this was the book that
Uh-huh.
everyone,
Yeah.
every teacher recommended this book.
Yeah.
This book
Exactly.
you have to do if you don't know anything
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
I think that's
our CS faculty, his name was Ravikant Nirala. He was
cool.
a pass out from IIT Kharagpur. So he recommended me that you should buy this book. So I
Okay, cool. So
solved first 10 subjects from that book, first 10 chapters from that book, and then I found that yeah, it's pretty much interesting. I was able to do stuff, and I really got to know that okay, actually that I got to study in semester one, which I have memorized earlier. I got to know that okay, that was the logic here. That is, so I understand it later. But yeah, that was pretty much starting. And from the second year, I went into the competitive programming completely. I made my id at HackerEarth. I basically started my competitive programming journey from HackerEarth. So I used to code
okay,
in C language at that time, and later I switched to Java because I had learned Java from some courses. So I found that Java can be
okay.
better for me, so I switched to Java. And then
Yeah,
yeah, and from the that time I had been coding in Java basically on various
awesome,
platforms. Yeah.
awesome. So you eventually got that passion for coding and
Yeah, basically,
that's
initial phase of time, I didn't know that what is the importance of competitive programming in my career journey.
Mhm.
I was really more intrigued into the problem solving, and I just thought that this question is kind of a puzzle, and I wanted to solve it. So that was a knack basically. Initially, that was not a greed of getting placed in a good company or that, or because I didn't know that okay, if I am good in competitive programming, I can be placed in a good
Yeah,
company. I was not
that's
knowing
quite
that.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
get it.
I was not knowing that basically in the first semester. So the basic knack
Got it.
was that I had to solve the problems, and yeah,
Mhm.
that was pretty much of it, and I
Oh,
wanted to solve that. So yeah,
awesome, awesome, Saurav. Let's move on to the next question. This was pretty
Mhm.
insightful.
Sure.
So, moving on, what was the drive? Like, what motivated
Mhm.
you?
Okay.
The
So what
competitive.
motivated me? Yeah. So
Yeah.
as I told you that initially, when I was in my second year, I didn't knew what are the benefits of competitive programming. So initially, the knack was about solving the problems, basically solving the puzzles, and I was pretty good at math. No, not that good, but yeah, I was good at maths. Yeah, I was good at math. So initially, I was getting to implement all that knowledge here in the competitive programming with a little
Okay.
bit of more study from here and there. So yeah, I was
Hmm.
liking it pretty much because earlier I had heard from various people and friends that you don't get to implement maths. You are studying here, but in future you won't be getting to implement that. And when I did competitive programming, I was actually implementing
Yes,
it right there, all the means and
definitely.
average values, functions, and all that. So I was really really getting passionate about it. That okay, it really
Alright.
I had studied maths earlier, and it is really
So
working
your
here.
love for mathematics basically
Mhm.
help you to increase the drive towards competitive programming, plus your problem solving passion. Basically, these two things
Mhm.
made
So
competitive programming.
initially it was like a try knack of solving puzzles, and when anyone does solve more and more problems, the logic building and the problem solving skills rise up automatically, I guess.
Got
So
it.
yeah, initially it was the puzzle solving and all that, and later on when the second semester when my fourth semester was ending, I was really got to know about what competitive programming will play a role in my career, and I was really
Okay. Okay.
and then I started learning all the data structures and
Hmm.
yeah, basic data structures, algorithms, because I was more focused into that. Okay, I have to get a good job.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
after that, the
obviously
passion was completely that. Then
the
I have
job
to
the
build
job
my
thing
yeah, I have to build my resume and I have to get a good job in
the job
academic.
thing comes after sixth semester, whether you like it or not. It
Yeah,
just comes in
exactly,
your mind.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, moving on. Awesome, awesome. Thanks, man. So yeah, moving on. The next question is:
Mhm.
so the students who are currently studying in their first and second semester, should they
Okay.
also take part in CP? Like, what's the scope
Uh,
for?
See, participating in competitive programming, when you start, it's easy, but after that, it becomes addictive. So it might be a chance
Oh,
that you neglect your studies and all that in flow with the competitive programming. But yeah,
mm,
I would suggest whosoever students is in his first or second semester, he should know what the competitive programming is and what it works. Not deep dive such that into competitive programming, neglecting other subjects. But yeah, you should know what competitive programming is, and you should pretty much be good at solving basic problems, and you should know about basic
correct,
data structures
correct.
because
But
yeah,
you should
that
not. What you're saying is you should not neglect what is going on
yeah,
to get a good
yeah,
job. You should
yeah.
do that, and in
Uh-huh.
addition, you can maybe do that.
Yeah,
Maybe
for
for
the starting part, when you are completely new
for
to the
second.
college, yeah,
Correct,
just take it lightly. Don't deep dive much into it. Just
correct.
read other subjects as well because other subjects like various other subjects like operating systems, compiler design, networking, they are also really important along with the competitive programming stuff, right?
Mm,
So yeah,
okay,
so, it's all
cool.
the mashup which will take you with. Yeah, yeah.
Got it, got it. Okay, Saurabh, thanks. So next question. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so which language should one use for this, and does CPA add to your resume to get a good job?
Okay. Okay,
That,
so answering to your first question, which language should one use? Okay, so if to all those students who are completely new to the competitive programming or whosoever have not selected their languages, I would tell them to go with C++ because it's fast and there are various libraries and all the stuff that is already implemented over there, so it's pretty easy
okay,
to code in C++. You can easily code advanced data structures in CPP. But if
okay,
you have already chosen one language, like I used to code in Java and I have implemented all the advanced data structures in Java by myself. So
okay,
if you have already went through one programming language, then I would suggest you to deep dive into that language only. Just
got it.
don't change your language for the sake of competitive programming, because if you can solve one problem in C++, it is guaranteed
Mhm.
that you can solve that problem in Java as well. Just you need to
Yeah,
have a right tool under your sleeves, and if you have that, you can really, because basic you all have seen that the system dot out of Java and the scanner class of Java is pretty slow, right? So if you use that stuff in competitive programming, it will gonna even if your approach is right, it will gonna give you a TLE verdict. And that's so. And
cool.
there are various other tools like you can use buffer reader in place of scanner, or you can use print writer instead of system dot out to make your solution faster. So that are various cases in you have to implement in Java. In
Mm.
addition, in C++, C dot out and other stuffs work fine.
Hmm.
It works really
Cool.
fast. So yeah, so that's why. But if you have right tool in under your sleeves, you will be able to um,
Got
uh,
it. You
give a
have to
good.
just sharpen your logic in
Yeah,
one language.
exactly. Because yeah, I have seen various red coders in CodeChef and candidate international grandmaster in Code Forces who are coding in Java. I follow a coder. His handle is Second Thread.
Okay.
Currently an engineer in Facebook and an international grandmaster's Code Forces. He codes in Java. Basically, purely codes in
Oh,
Java. And yeah, you if you see his code, you will get to understand that you can implement. You can solve a really advanced
Java
problem
is
in Java
pretty
as well.
powerful, it seems.
No,
Quite
it's
powerful.
every language is powerful. Every support is given in the language. The fact is that you
Yeah,
have to use it correctly. That
cool.
matters.
Awesome, man. Cool.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
And yeah, second
Please,
question.
please, please,
Yeah,
please.
we will have the second question, I
Sorry,
guess. Okay.
sorry.
So how can
My
CP add value to your resume? Yeah. So basically, if you are from a three-tier college, you would be knowing that there are not much companies who will be visiting in your campus, right? People from IITs and IITs and pretty good college get a chance that various companies like various top product-based companies visit them. So the one thing that you need to basically you need to get your resume shortlisted. That part is cut off in elite institutes, because if you are a part of an elite institute, even your resume is not good enough, you you will be getting a chance to get interviewed from that company. But if you are from a third year college, you have to make your resume good in order to get shortlisted, because you know that that company won't be visiting your college, right? So you should take your resume to them in order to get shortlisted. So there are hundred and thousands of resume that a particular HR manager or that kind of stuff of product based companies get, right? So you show your resume should stand out, especially for people from third year college or those colleges where top product based companies or good companies doesn't visit. You need to make your resume stand out, and in order to do that, competitive programming is good. So I'm not saying that competitive programming is only good. You can do open source development. You can participate in GSOC. There are many things, but yeah, if you are planning to go with CP, yeah, it will gonna make your resume shine completely. Because
Okay.
if you do CP, there are various contests which are going on, and
Hmm.
almost every contest, if you are able to solve at least one problem, they will give you a participation certificate. And
Okay.
in those participation certificate, your rank is also mentioned in most of the competition, and that really matters. So if you have a participation certificate of Google Kickstart or Code Jam with a decent rank, then your resume will surely shine. Or you have a good many companies see your competitive programming handles, your competitive programming profiles on CodeChef, CodeForces. So basically you are a, if you are a 4-star or 5-star coder on CodeChef, or you are a master's in CodeForces, then it really matters. It really matters. Various product based
Okay.
companies are looking for that.
Okay. So it really adds to your resume,
Yeah, it
basically.
really adds. It completely, it worked for me, and I guess it will work for you as well.
Cool. Cool,
Mhm.
man. Okay. So usually students from tier three colleges do not take part in competitive programming. So what suggestion do you have for them? Like, how would you motivate them to, you know, deep
Okay,
dive?
so yeah, so student from top tier three college, and yeah, so basically there are 1 to 2 reasons that why tier three college students do not take part in competitive programming. First is that environment. So there is not much environment over there. Basically, if you visit a campus of IIT or NIT, there is already a coding group they have, in which
Okay.
if you go to if you went to that college as a freshie, then you will be introduced to that group. You will be knowing that okay, what is competitive programming, okay, this is the group. You will get to be a part of that group, and you will be getting all the information that you should get as a freshie.
Okay.
You will be getting to know the importance of competitive programming, the role it will gonna play in your career ahead, right? But in the
Okay.
third year college, it's not like that. Everyone is busy doing their stuff only. And in most colleges, not I'm not talking about all the TSC college, but yeah, in some colleges most people are doing their stuff only. There are no kind of competitive programming or like a coding
Okay.
a group there. So that's why there is a reason that due to the lack of information, students don't get into competitive programming early. But when they are in third year or fourth year, they get to know about okay, I have to get placed. So then they get to hear that okay, competitive programming is necessary for my placement. Then they get to join. So I would suggest for all the third year college students, or any of the college students who are joining their starting their career,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, starting
Mm-hmm.
their course. I would suggest them to look for the informations around there, what is currently going on in the industry, and what is required to get to the various companies which they aspire for. And when you
Okay.
look at, when you communicate and when you network, then you will get to know about what is competitive programming. Basically, you will surely
Okay.
get to know about competitive programming when you network, when you get to talk with other engineers and people at good product companies, and you will get to know that why it is important. And
Uh,
once you know, then
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you will gonna try to dive it into it, right?
Yeah. So basically, if you talk to people who are already into the game of competitive programming,
Yeah.
that thing would definitely, you're saying that networking would add to the drive you can get to
Yeah,
explore that
exactly,
area.
exactly.
So,
Because and it's the initial drive. I must say, it's an initial drive. Once you have
yeah.
started competitive programming, then I
Mm.
guess if you are getting fond of it, even you are getting placed in good companies, or
Yeah.
even you are a software engineer, I guess you will still be doing competitive programming, because it's a kind of addiction that you want to. Okay, it's a weekend. Let's solve 5 to 6 problems. Let's see if there any new kind of problem there. So
Somebody,
yeah,
somebody
it's
in
kind.
the comments just mentioned not an addiction, but we'll get mad. Is it that crazy? Is it?
It's man, it's crazy. It's crazy, really crazy, because yeah,
Okay.
if I have spent about 1 to 2 days in long challenges solving a particular problem, and yet not able to solve that.
Okay.
So, and it has
Okay.
happened many
But,
times for
but,
me.
I think that's good.
I,
Like
yeah, I have
basic
skipped
things
my
are good.
college.
Like okay,
Yeah,
sometimes it's
I
good.
have
It has
skipped
its
my
place, right?
yeah. In third year, I have skipped
Hmm.
many days of my college while coding when they have to when there were long challenges over there. Then I used to skip first two to three classes over there just solving. There was one of my friend who was also into competitive programming. He was from my hostel, so he was also into competitive programming. So we used to solve in third year. So yeah, if you
Okay.
have some person with you, it's really good.
Cool. Maybe people can connect to you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Or Priti, please follow him. Please send him requests
Mm.
if you want to get that drive. Okay, so moving on to the next question.
Hmm.
Okay, what about experienced professionals who have working experience for 10 plus years? What is the correct roadmap for them to step into
Hmm.
this work?
So really, experienced professionals, there are very few experienced professionals, I guess, who are willing to go dive into competitive programming because it is like, okay, I have the job, man, and I know what I have to do, right? So basically, only those for the, experienced professionals, if they are diving into competitive programming, I guess they would have a knack of it. I from somewhere they would have get to know that it's good, and I guess they would have a search about it, and they were loving it. That's why I guess they would want to dive into
Hmm.
competitive programming. And for them, I would suggest them because they have to do your work as well, right? So I guess I
Yeah.
yeah. So same for me as well. I have to do my work along with competitive programming. So I try to do competitive in weekends, basically in
Okay.
Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. I used to participate in the contest
Cool.
if there is going on, and you can get contest. Basically, the contest on lead code is hosted on Sunday morning 8 a.m.
Okay. So
and
basically, you have the
yeah.
keeping about the weekdays, you have the bandwidth of exploring
Mhm.
it on the weekends
Yeah,
as well.
if you
You can do
if you
that.
solve if you solve 5 to 6
Cool.
problems in your weekend, it's good. You will get into
Cool.
touch with competitive programming basically.
Awesome.
It's fine.
So experienced professionals can go if they think
Yeah,
like they
sure. Why
that
not?
there is bandwidth for that.
Yeah,
Cool.
why not?
Cool.
And I would suggest them to go participate in a contest as well because in contest, what
Okay.
happens? You have a fixed time, like 2 to 3 hours, and you have to solve 5 to 6 problems, right? So in that, it does not only help you to solve problems; it increases your speed. And
Okay.
for all the people, speed really matters, right? Because when you in an interview, when you have given a question, you won't be given a day. You will be given at most 15 to 20 minutes to get to understand the approach of the
Really, man,
question.
that list they give you for
Yeah, yeah, we in the interview which we take here at Geeks for Geeks, we gave only I guess 30 to 35 minutes. In Amazon, it's you have to solve 40, you have to solve two questions in 45 minutes, so you can calculate. And the questions and the level of the question is quite good. It's not that hard, but yeah, it's quite good. And you have to solve
marketing.
two questions.
Marketing is sounding easy.
You have to solve two questions in 45 minutes, so you need to have that speed. And that
Cool,
speed
man.
will come only when you are participating in a contest which is
Yeah.
lasting in 2 to 3 hours.
Basically, competitive programming can help you to work on your speed. Basically, that is one
Hmm.
thing that
Yeah,
it might add, right?
yeah, sure.
Cool, man. Cool. So let's move on to the next question. Let's
Sure.
do that. All right. So question many of you might have by now. How should one build their logic? Because as just we talked about the speed part, if your logic is sharp, you can get things done in at speed. So how should one build their logic, and how should a person build towards increasing the ranking in ICPC and Google, for example?
Okay,
That's
so first question, building their logic, right?
yeah.
So first that you need to do competitive programming a lot, and as you do, no, not lot, you need to solve problems. So if you solve different kind of problems daily, your logic will be built automatically. And there is one tip I would like to give you that when you see a problem, just don't code. Just spend a considerable amount of time thinking out on a white paper. That is a very good thing that will help you building a logical lot. So I
Oh,
have seen many people, I used to do that when I used to see a problem, I just jump into coding, into the code editor. I just started writing code, but that's wrong.
okay.
You will gonna miss various things, that it will be hectic for you only. So if you properly um, code that question, basically think about the approach on a white paper, you will get to know about various corner cases. And when you draw the scenario on the paper and you see it visually, then there are many things which will come into your mind which you can apply
Okay.
there, which you
Okay.
can't think just which you won't be able to see just when you code, right? So when you draw that, when you see it visually what the problem is saying about, you get to know more
Yeah.
about it, and you get to know the approach a
Yeah.
little bit more, and it will build your logic a lot. It will gonna
Yeah.
boost your logic, I
So,
guess.
I just want
So
to add
yeah.
add here that what happens is that okay, whenever when the mind says that, it becomes impatient. You just want to jump directly into the editor part and just start writing
Yeah,
stuff.
and the second part is
You
laziness
write
as
the
well
logic
for
while you are writing the code,
Mhm.
right?
Exactly,
But what you are saying is add an additional step in the funnel. You just
exactly.
do your things on white paper, get
Yeah,
it clearly,
exactly.
visually on paper, and
Yeah,
then maybe you start executing things, and you'll get more
exactly. Exactly,
into
because that will also help you to convey your problem solving skills to others, and that really matters in interviews. So, if you are very good at competitive programming, but you are poor at um, uh, making your approach understand to others, then it will really be painful for you in the interview. Because if you can't make the interviewer understand what you are trying to do here, if
the.
interviewer doesn't understand your approach, he won't be able to pass you ahead, right?
Yeah.
So it's really important to convey your approach to the others,
So the
and you should be
clarity,
good at it.
there should be clarity.
Yeah, there should be clarity in your approach. Your code should be clean, and your
Yeah.
approach should be pretty clear. You should be able to tell your interviewer that why are you applying that approach, and why
So,
what
so
you're doing. Yeah.
coming back to the question of building the logic, so I just want
Mhm.
to like dig in deep a bit into that. That you should solve as many problems as possible on white paper. Like, okay, that's funnel
Yeah,
step we understood, but
yeah,
you
it
should also
really helps.
solve as many questions as possible, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
that
and just don't try to solve a particular type of problem a lot. Just like if you are trying to solve linked list, right? So you have solved 20 to 30 questions on LinkedIn, right? Sorry, a linked list, right? So just don't try to solve more problems on that. Just level up and solve more harder questions. So basically the coders do that. If they are able to solve easy medium level questions, then they keep on solving those questions because there are
it
plenty
feels
of questions, right?
actually it
So
feels
yeah,
good, but
yeah, it
complexity.
feels good, right? You why I should jump to the hard question,
But
why I would solve
yeah,
that
but
question.
you need to push yourself for
Yeah, but
sure. Like,
you need to continuously push yourself, and that matters in competitive programming. You should know that when you have to level up, it should not be too early, it should not be too late. You should know exactly that when you have to level up, and we have to just take it to the next level, to just learn the next thing, because you should know that okay, I am good at what I am doing, and I should move ahead.
so,
Mm.
too early would definitely bring that complacency, and too early would bring that demotivation, I guess.
Yeah, too early will bring demotivation, and as well as what you are doing currently, you are not good at it as well if you are switching early, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it will be like you haven't mastered the thing you are doing, and you are skipping it, and you are moving ahead at another bigger level. So that is, man, that is
That
that
might
can,
backfire as
yeah,
a
yeah, that
yeah.
can backfire. So
Okay.
there can be a chance that you may quit CP.
Okay, you think you'll scrap it up altogether? Like
Exactly.
the thing is not good at all.
Mhm. That's not good.
God, it happens with so many things.
Mhm.
Anyways, yeah, that was pretty good. So how should a person build? How should they increase their ranking? Okay, the practice part is fine, but is there a particular mindset you need? Because there might be, it's competitive programming, as the name suggests. So there would be competition. Time is less, so you need to have a particular mindset or attitude, right? To build your ranking.
Yeah,
What
so first, I guess in order to increase your ranking, you shouldn't be afraid of dropping. So you need to know that your rank will gonna drop, right? So
Yeah.
suppose you are a 3-star coder, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you are a 3-star coder from 1 to 2 month, and you are pushing really hard to become a 4-star coder, right?
Yeah.
And suddenly in a contest, you luckily solve problems and you perform really well, and your rating increases to a 4-star, right? You have just touched the 4-star. So what do you think what happened in the next contest? But you haven't currently, you have just stepped into the 4-star, so there is a very huge amount of chances that you will gonna drop down in the next rate in the next contest. So basically so that is a fear for most of the coders, that okay, I have reached 4-star, and if I participate in the next rated contest, there is a large amount of chance that my rating
Yeah.
is going to drop, right? So first thing, you should not be afraid of dropping. It will going to drop, but it will going to rise eventually. So you should,
Yeah.
yeah, so you should not consider. So if you have just stepped into a 4-star coder, you shouldn't consider yourself a 4-star coder unless you are comfortable in that zone. So that's a zone, right? Between in a particular rating area, you should be comfortable in that, and that
Okay.
can only happen if you have sustained it for 4 to 5 contests
Okay.
continuously. If you have sustained it for 4 to 5 contests, then you can think that okay, I am comfortable in that zone, right?
Got it.
So yeah,
Got it.
that will happen. The ratings drop, and that is really disheartening. But you shouldn't be
Yeah.
afraid of that, and
And,
it will eventually grow if you keep solving problems. So yeah, that is one thing I would like to tell.
cool. Cool. Okay. So moving on to the last question for the session.
Mhm.
which contest have you particularly take a part in, and how has been your experience? And
Okay.
what's a 6 month roadmap, an overall roadmap you can give for our viewers?
Okay, so basically, I take part. I look for competitive programming contests in my college days, and I have participated in ACM ICPC. Our team went for regionals basically, and where we scored an All India rank of 63. We
Okay.
weren't able to go to the world finals, but yeah, we went to regionals. And
Okay.
I have also went to Tech the Code Gladiators. It's a competitive programming contest. I am a two-time finalist there. Apart from that, I have also given TCS Code Vita, where my rank was All India 113. So yeah, I have given pretty much contests, and I participate in code chef challenges like off long, and I have recently started code forces as well. So yeah, I
Okay.
have taken part in contest.
Cool. Cool. So,
Hmm.
and what about like somebody wants to start, or maybe they're in the initial stages of learning this. So,
Uh-huh.
what how should you take that the next step for the person?
Okay.
How,
So
how would
basically, for the people who are just starting new, so just
Mhm.
don't increase your difficulty too much. I would suggest that don't start with Code Chef or Code Forces if you are totally new to the programming. I would suggest that to start with Hacker Rank, because I find Hacker Rank good. It's good for learning Hacker Rank, and Geeks for Geeks is always there. It's so
Okay.
evergreen. You can learn anything from it. That,
Yeah.
but for competitive programming, Hacker Rank has a nice I guess kind of playlist where beginners can join and increase their level. But yeah, when once you have spent a considerable amount of time in competitive programming, you should level up, and I guess then you can
True.
move to Code Chef and Code Forces. Code Forces is for elite ones. It's the best, I guess. I the
Got
best part of Code Forces is that they don't
it.
host contests, which is for taking place for 10 days or 9 days. They don't host long challenges. Only the contests were only of 2 hours or 2.5 hours or 3 hours. So if you participate in a contest in Code Forces and you are participating it regularly, your speed will gonna increase a lot. And I guess
Oh,
if you have achieved a nice rating at Code Forces, then no company will gonna reject you ever in a competitive programming interview, be it Google, Facebook, anything,
got
because
it.
Code Forces increases the level a lot. And that's why I was saying that initially one should not go into Code Chef and Code Forces, because earlier you won't, because you are already new and you won't see results that early, right? And it's a great
Yeah.
chance that you can get demotivated and quit. So I
Got it.
would suggest them to try, basically
So,
take it easy.
anything on something quantitative if you want to take from this question, like for example, just an average guy who wants to just start, like average in terms of his understanding for CV.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like for next 2 months, maybe he can do this, or just can it be quantified so that our viewers, it's easy for them to get?
Yeah, sure, sure. So okay, so basically I would suggest, I would think that the guy who is starting is know basic data structures. Okay, so I
Okay.
would suggest them to first go through the advanced data structures like graphs, trees, and various
Okay.
graph algorithms like digextras,
Cool.
heaps, and segment
Okay.
trees. So
Hmm.
just don't solve the question, just understand that what the data structure is all about, how
Hmm.
the divide and conquer thing occurs in segment trees,
Hmm.
like how you can solve a digextra problem with a binary heap that reduces the complexity a lot. Just understand those concepts, that what is happening there,
Okay.
why using digextras through a queue will take you an n square, and why using a binary heap in that will give you an n log n complexity. Just know what you are doing basically. So
Cool.
just yeah. And the second thing, try to implement those advanced data structures in your language in which you are coding,
Okay.
because it's really important thing to implement those advanced data structures, right? Because there is graph, we have been taught in our college that we can basically draw a graph through an adjacency matrix, right? But it doesn't work in competitive programming. If you draw
Okay.
that graph using an adjacency matrix, it will obviously will gonna exceed the memory. So you should know that how to implement graphs using array lists, arrays of array list, or a combination of hash map and array list. So you should know any data structure it is, how to implement them using STL library. So you should know that what you are doing and how to implement that. And
Hmm.
once when you know, you can dive into problem solving, the problems related to those advanced data structures. And
Got
there
it.
are
Got it.
various thing resources you can get, various problems you can get. There are various problems on Spotch, CodeChef, Code Forces dealing with those advanced data structures, and yes, you can
Cool.
solve it. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So I think, like talking to you after such an intense session, I feel that you are the guy who really loves. If you're doing it on weekends, like every weekend, as I said. You
No,
really
not
love,
every week, but yeah, I am trying to do it.
but you still
I'm
love
trying
it,
to.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
I'm
talking
I'm
about the
hmm.
minute details of how you do things
Yeah,
over there.
exactly.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it
and
doesn't sound
and those viewers who are doing CP, I guess they will totally understand me.
cool. So again, I would say that you are on LinkedIn with your full name, Saur Pratik, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So definitely, I think I would suggest our viewers to contact you and connect with you. Maybe you can mentor them a bit, or tell them how they
Sure.
should start. But I'm sure many people are confused about how they should start, because there's nothing actionable, right? So anything
Exactly.
actionable, if they can get from this session, that would be like a win for
Okay.
us.
Mhm.
And thank you so much, Saurav. It was lovely connecting with you, and
Thanks, man.
wish you Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Bye, man. Take care.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that was our session with Saurav, and sorry, we exceeded the time limit, so couldn't take queries today. But I'm sure that this session would be insightful for you. So there's a course of Geeks for Geeks of competitive programming. You can check it in the description, and it starts from 9 January, and the seats are limited. It's available at a very good price, so you should definitely check it out. And as I told about the giveaway, right? So cool. Let's see who the lucky winner is. All right. So Shivansh Shalab, right? Shivansh Shalab, congratulations. You're getting our premium subscription getaway. So congratulations for that, and wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Take care, and definitely stay tuned to Geeks for Geeks, and send Saurabh Pratik a connection request on LinkedIn, because he can really help you out in diving deep into competitive programming. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.